Matches Balone.
Hey guys, Matches Balone here, bringing guys another desktop video. So I just woke up to the news that NetherRealm Studios has just revealed their announcement trailer for the Injustice God Among Us sequel. And I kind of want to go over the information, kind of give you guys some of my thoughts and opinions of what we might be able to see in this next installment of the video game, right? So here we're going into Chrome. Now, I already looked it up. I'm getting this off of the PlayStation blog, so if you guys want to go check this out for yourself, of course, the link will be in the description. So here is the trailer. I'm not going to play the trailer just because I don't want to get any type of copyright strike, but there is something I do want to talk about the trailer itself, or at least 2 points. But let's kind of go over this article a little bit. So here, just talking about how how they're bringing the next installment of the Injustice series, and it's gonna come out on the 2017. So it's not this year; it's next year. And even though this is the PlayStation blog, I do believe it's gonna be for Xbox as well. Don't know if Nintendo or the PC are gonna get it, but for sure, 100% it's gonna be PlayStation and Xbox. What was interesting is, here, let's go here. At NetherRealm Studios, we always want to make games that are fun, challenging, and innovative. We strive to give players a level of control that makes playing our games a truly personal experience. For that reason, we hope to introduce a brand new gear system, allowing players to build their own versions of Superman, their Batman, and ultimately their Injustice universe. The gear system uses RPG-like mechanics to reward you with loot drops every time you play the game. With each loot drop, you will earn character-specific gear to outfit the power-up your roster, changing not only the look of each character, but your fight strategy and your personal approach to every match. As you gear up your character, you're building a roster of DC superheroes and supervillains that reflect your choices and your preferences, which can vastly differ from your opponents. So let's kind of break this down a little bit. So if you look at the trailer, right, you're gonna see several different characters kind of go at each other, and as they fight, they kind of get more armor to protect them. At least from what I can see, it is for protection. I don't see any type of power amplification, but I could be mistaken in that. And so apparently that's one of the big, I guess, new things to come from this game is the fact of the gear system. So you play the game, you're gonna get points. Those points are gonna help you unlock loot drops, right? Think of, if you guys play Call of Duty, think of them like supply drops or just any type of mobile game, right? A loot drop is one of those like little packages you open, and it's gonna give you gear specific towards a certain character. So that's cool, right? From, I guess, the average gamer, I think that's really cool and interesting. I think it's going to have a lot of fun to it to build your character. If you want a very armored, heavy Batman going against, just a very simple suited Superman, you can do that. Or if you want, I don't know, create the Flash from Batman v Superman, you can do that. So I think there is a lot of positive towards that. It's going to be really interesting how these gears are really going to affect the stats of the fighters. But at the same time, I think that's a little bit of a bad idea when it comes to the fighting community, right? In the fighting community, one of the big things is great for the sirens, right? In the fighting community, one of the big things to learn a fighting game is that you want to learn all these characters and their abilities and kind of predict what they might do against you in a match, right? And I think if you're adding so much variation that essentially the Batman that you practice on at home can be completely different to the Batman you're going to face in a tournament, I think that might be a little messy. So I'm hoping NetherRealms create something for the fighting community in general where, like, hey, all this gear stuff is not going to affect you, and these are the base Batman, base Superman, base characters, right? So I'm hoping that's the approach they'll take. They also, we'll talk about this photo in a second. But they also talk about the Injustice universe and the story, right? When we last saw them, Superman was in prison in a Red Sun prison cell, while Batman was continuing the good fight against the forces that would see Superman's tyranny back in power. So that's kind of interesting because in this trailer, right, it's kind of hard to see if this is a continuation of the Injustice story because it doesn't really show if there's a good guy and there's a bad guy, who's on which side. They do reveal a new character, so that's really cool. Like I said, please go check this trailer out because it is cool. I'll give you guys a link in the description as well. But you know, just type in Injustice 2 announcement trailer. You should find it. But the new character is Supergirl. Now, I am hoping that there are going to be more new characters into it, not just Supergirl. I do like Supergirl, but the fact that we already have a Superman, I kind of feel that is essentially a copy of a character, so I do hope she is vastly different from Superman. But it is cool that we are getting more characters, you know, so that's really awesome. Now, what I want to show you guys in this trailer, let me fast forward just a bit. I think about here. Oh, what am I? Okay, so around here, so in this trailer, this is the Superman that's fighting throughout the whole thing. Now, as the trailer progresses, he does get armor, just like in the gear system that they're saying. But what I kind of find was really interesting is the color scheme. This seems to be a very dark blue, almost grayish, with a red logo. And if you know, you can't really see because the whole trailer is very dark. So I'm going off the fact that that is his House of L Superman shield. But just this whole scheme and look, and again, because Superman was technically the bad guy in the first Injustice, and if this is continuing, I'm assuming he's still the bad guy in here. He reminds me a lot of the Red Sun Superman, right? Now, the only reason I bring this up is I don't believe that is the Red Sun Superman, but if you guys played the first Injustice game, it was an Elseworld story, right? Basically, think of the Justice League and some of the supervillains from Prime Earth went to another Earth where Superman kind of lost his mind and took over the world. And so I'm wondering if this Superman might, you know, again, this game continuing with this multiverse and Elseworld stories and other worlds, could this actually be Red Sun Superman joining in the game, or is this just Superman breaking out of prison and he's super pissed off and he has darker colors to reflect the more darker version of Superman, right? Like I said, I don't think this is Red Sun Superman. I could be mistaken, but just the look of him, right? And obviously because he's angry and he's fighting against the Flash, it's just giving me this idea that it's provoking the image of Red Sun Superman. So I wonder if that might have something to do with the story. Now, this image, right? Along with the trailer, they did reveal this image. This was leaked a little bit earlier, but I didn't want to do anything about it aside from just saying, hey, this image is out there. Just because I really wanted to wait until they officially announced it. But I did open the image and I zoomed in. Now, this is already a Batman and a Batman and a Flash. Sorry, a Batman and the Flash have armor on top of their base clothes. In the trailer, you will see the Flash. He starts to fight with Superman, and then he puts on more armor. Same thing. Batman shows up. He starts to fight, then he puts on more armor. Now, what's really cool is the Flash. Obviously, you see some of his lightning start to glow, right? And I wonder if maybe that's going to reflective to his power. We do see him use super speed, and I do know in the Injustice, the first video game, Flash, you know, he would have lightning as he ran. But I wonder if maybe that is some type of, you know, power enhancement, right? What's also kind of interesting is the green on Batman's armor. Now, you know, one of the classic tropes when it comes to Batman versus Superman is always the fact that Batman has kryptonite on him, and that's how he gets an advantage. And in the first game, I don't remember if he actually used kryptonite, but I remember in the box art right here, this is the first Injustice game, he does have kryptonite right there in his hand, obviously going against Superman. So I'm wondering if this is some type of, you know, kryptonite lace armor for him to use against Superman, or could this be that he has the Green Lantern power ring? And the only reason I bring that up is the fact that in the first Injustice game, Hal Jordan goes from a Green Lantern to a Sinestro Corps member, and I wonder if maybe, you know, Batman got hold of the original power ring from Hal Jordan, and now he's using it to help him against these, you know, the rest of the heroes and villains he's obviously fighting. You know, so it's kind of cool and kind of interesting to see where this might go. So yeah, you know, those are literally only my thoughts on this. There's not much more I can talk about it, considering that they just revealed pretty much the trailer and this image. I know that E3, a big gaming expo, is next week, so there might be a possibility that Another Realm will talk more about the game, kind of show us some gameplay, some more of the new characters. But, you know, to be honest, I'm not quite sure how much more they're going to show, considering this game doesn't come out until next year. So we do have a couple ways to go before we finally get the full game and get more information on this. But, you know what, I really expect this to follow a lot like the first game, you know, expect new characters. In this article, they do talk about the kind of the environment destruction and the objects, right, the interactable objects during the game. So I expect that to just progress, just like how they used it in Mortal Kombat X. But yeah, like I said, this is pretty much the only thing we have, and these are just some of the thoughts I have just from the trailer alone, and I just want to talk to you guys about it. I'm trying to get a game capture so I can kind of start playing, you know, the original Injustice, the Lego Batman games, Batman Arkham, any DC comic game in general, and trying to put that gameplay up there on this channel, right? So I'm hoping I'll have all the equipment up and ready for when Injustice 2 come out. We can, you know, dive into it together, and you guys can get my thoughts and opinions as, you know, I level through the game and just what I think of the game overall. But yeah, you know what, guys? That's it. So thanks for watching this for me. Comment down below with your guys' thoughts and opinions. Are you guys excited for Injustice 2? Have you guys never played the game, but, you know, seeing this, you know, got you kind of interested in it? Whatever your thoughts and opinions, you know, go ahead, tell me. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. But overall, guys, like the video, guys like it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe and look forward to more videos. Thanks.